The way I think about etching is something like watercolor, because I've been using aquatint mainly. So I'm using these different fluid ways of working rather than cutting into the actual physical plate myself, like with hard ground or soft ground. I like to use my hand in a loose way rather than in a painterly way rather than a drawing way. Actually, that's a kind of interesting thing about my practice, that I'm thinking about a picture, making a picture of falling water or deep space, and then I'm actually manipulating the material to physically actually make that happen by turning the plate and making the material pour down the face of the plate. I use the gravity of the material, the falling material, to make the image, falling water. These are sort of my homage to both video games, the kind of deep space that they have when they're zooming along in those video games, and then also Renaissance perspective I'm thinking about. And I guess that's exciting for me because I'm basically grew up as a modernist, and of course deep space was a no-no in modernism, as I understand it anyway. So I love to play deep space against flat space. And when I'm doing that, I'm also thinking about Japanese screens, which channel or use several kinds of space in one piece. And I like to do that in my painting and in drawing and in prints. I always try to just use the most shocking colors to épate the bourgeoisie, but it turns out that I'm actually a pretty good colorist, and they're all beautiful, and the bourgeoisie are falling in love with them. So that's very troubling, actually.